Johnson County Supervisor Royce-Ann Porter received support from the public on Wednesday in regards to her actions during a heated work session last week. Porter took issue with two individuals who spoke during the public comment section of last week's meeting. The pair had previously disrespected her. The comments devolved into a shouting match. A recess was called, and Porter was not in her seat when the meeting resumed. Roughly a dozen people came to speak during the public comment section of Wednesday's work session after Supervisor John Green said last Thursday that Porter should be stripped of her committee assignments for what he called her berating and abusing fellow supervisors and county staff. Among the speakers on Wednesday was Iowa City Councilor Pauline Taylor, who called out Green for publicly ridiculing Porter.
Shame on you, supervisors, and you know which ones you are, for publicly ridiculing one of your own. I've been a member of many boards, commissions, and councils, so I know what it means to be a team player, and that just showed that was not a team player. Of course, as a board member, your votes might differ, but you should always, always show respect for each other and never publicly ridicule a fellow member. After all, you are stronger together, and you need to show that.
Other speakers, including representatives from the city and state chapter of the NAACP and the Black Voices Project, praised Porter, who was visibly moved, for her work in the community. The man who was convicted of first-degree murder in the slaying of former University of Iowa student Molly Tibbetts will stay in prison. That's after the State Court of Appeals recently affirmed Christian Bahena Rivera's conviction. The 20-year-old Tibbetts went missing after going for a run in Brooklyn in July of 2018. Her body was found about a month later. Bahena Rivera was convicted of her murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole in 2021. Attorneys for the 29-year-old Bahena Rivera argued that statements he made to law enforcement should have been repressed during trial because he had not been read his Miranda rights and was in custody. Appeals Court Judge Julie Schumacher ruled that Bahena Rivera was not in custody because during the interview he was told he could leave at any time. A Waterloo man was arrested this week for his alleged role in a North Liberty robbery earlier this year. Police say the incident occurred on the afternoon of March 29th at the Come and Go on Heartland Way in North Liberty. 24-year-old Trayshawn LeBeau reportedly picked up 22-year-old Isavion LeBeau, also of Waterloo, and drove him several hundred feet from the store. Police say Trayshawn waited in the vehicle while Isavion crossed a field, entered the store, committed the robbery, and ran back to the vehicle. The two then drove off. Surveillance cameras were able to get the plate number of the vehicle, and the registered owner confirmed Trayshawn LeBeau was driving the vehicle at the time of the robbery. Additionally, surveillance video from another store captured him entering and leaving the area with the same vehicle spotted at the robbery earlier that day. Isavion LeBeau was taken into custody last week. The LeBeaus are each charged with second-degree robbery. If convicted, they each face up to 10 years in prison. Scott Boulevard in Iowa City will be reduced to one lane of alternating traffic at its intersection with Dubuque Road starting at 9:30 Friday morning. Flaggers will be on site directing traffic. The lane reduction will facilitate the installation of a new driveway approach in the area. Normal traffic on Scott Boulevard should resume by late Friday morning. In sports, the University of Iowa women's wrestling team is set to host its first ever home duel inside Carver Hawkeye Arena Sunday, November 12th at 11 a.m. The Hawkeyes will welcome Presbyterian, Lindenwood, and Sacred Heart for the Trailblazer Duels, presented by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. The four schools competing are the first schools to have NCAA Division I women's wrestling teams. Iowa announced in September 2021 it would become the first Division I Power 5 school to add women's wrestling. Ticket information for the Trailblazer Duels will be released at a later date. The women's wrestling full 2023-24 schedule will be released next week. We have high school football for you Friday night on KCJJ as City High welcomes Linn-Mar to Bates Field. Kickoff set for about 7 o'clock. Friday morning, it's another KCJJ radio auction starting at 6 o'clock. For a full list of items available, go to the KCJJ app or 1630kcjj.com and click on auction. With KCJJ News, I'm Tommy Lang.
KCJJ Weather. Brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. A cloudy sky tonight, a few showers and thunderstorms around, lows in the upper 50s and breezy. Wind gusts higher than 30 miles an hour. Areas of rain tomorrow, some rumbles of thunder once again. It warms up into the mid-60s and will still be breezy at times right through tomorrow night. A chance of showers continue Saturday, breezy in mid-50s, partly sunny and again mid-50s Sunday, but dry. That's KCJJ weather. It's 60 right now.
1630 KCJJ. It is now time for another episode of Molly Suter and the Other Girl. Hello.
Yay!
Yay, the other girl is here.
Yes.
What's your name, other girl?
Can I go by my new name?
What's your new name?
Tosh Noir.
Okay, Tosh Noir. Nice to meet you.
I learned it from the presentation that the medical examiner gave us for our lunchtime.
Did they give you new names?
No, I just really like that it's a description of when you die, your eyes don't shut sometimes. So they can sometimes tell how long you've been dead by the Tosh Noir line that's on your eye.
That's awesome.
And I went, Tosh Noir, I like texted those words to myself so I wouldn't forget it. I'm like, I'm going to go by that name from now on. I think I like it.
That's
Tosh.
That is hardcore.
But it's actually Cindy for now.
Yes, that's your government name.
Because it costs too much money to actually change my name.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it's fitting for the month.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's October.
Yes, I didn't even make that connection. But
It's spooky. You know what's spooky? The fact that nobody's in the chat room yet. People.
Where's Elvis?
I know you're listening. And if you don't know what we're talking about, we are streaming live on our YouTube page. So you can go to youtube.com and search the mighty 1630 KCJJ, and we are live. It's right on our homepage. And while you're there,
us on the app too.
Yes, you can. It's wherever you get your apps.
In the App Store.
Google Play or whatever the what?
Yeah. If you don't know
Store?
how to download apps, we cannot help you. That is
yeah.
You need to get out your radio, put the antenna up.
Actually, like, most people are listening to us via radio. Like, most of our listeners are very traditional when it comes to that. And, like, I love
think
that.
there's a lot of people that aren't, though. There's a lot of YouTube people that, like from, like the Mike O'Mara show. There's people all over the country that listen.
That's true.
On
Actually,
the YouTube.
Elvis is like that. He's not local. He just likes the show. So he listens to it.
What a weirdo. We love it.
That's not weird. That means we are...
I know, we like the weirdos.
We're cool. That means we're cool enough to tune into a non-local radio show and listen to the program.
I mean, I posted it on Instagram and Facebook, so everybody should know about it.
Yeah, and I got a few likes from that Facebook post, so I know that people know we're on.
Yeah, it's
But
just like they don't want to admit it.
We have no idea. We have no idea how many people are listening to us. There's just no way to tell. Actually, and I'm kind of glad that there's no way to tell, because, like, if I had, like, a little device that told me, like, 2,000 people are listening right now, that would freak me out.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be.
That would freak me out. I like that it feels like I'm not talking to anyone. It feels like I'm having a conversation with you.
I know, but then, like, if I saw there's only 2 people listening, I'm like, okay, well, that's what I thought, but still, like, like, we don't know.
Actually,
so
I feel like I would like that. I'd be like,
millions of people listening.
I'd be like, you know what? I feel like if only 2 people are listening, I would be more inclined to be unhinged. I'd be like, only 2 people are listening. I'll say whatever I want.
I'm just saying, we could say this is a wildly popular radio show.
We could, and
who's going to prove us wrong? Who's going to prove us wrong?
I think it is. I signed my first autograph.
Seriously, somebody recognized you?
Last week. Well,
because of your show, because you're on that.
I am. Yeah, so I don't know if it was because of this or just my music show. But yeah, I signed my first autograph for my friend's boss. My friend was like mentioning me at work, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we have movie nights on Monday nights because my friend has weird hours. She works at KCJJ," and his boss was like, "Wait, you're talking about Molly?" He's like, "Yeah." So I signed an autograph for Ron. Shout out Ron. Thanks for listening. I don't know if he listens to this show or my music show, but Ron, you're cool.
I was at I forget what, it was some clothing store downtown. This is like 10 years ago when I was on with the guys in the morning. And it was the first and only time I've ever been recognized by my voice alone.
Really?
Like, I made some comment to my friend who was looking, like, it was a clothing store that I could not afford. She could. But I was like talking to my other friend, and the gal's like, "Are you Cindy? I listen to you guys I listen to the guys every morning. I listen to you every Wednesday." And
What
I'm like,
store was it?
"Oh, I want to say it was Catherine's."
Oh, that's
was
what
one
I
of
was. When you said, "Oh, I like this store, but I couldn't afford it." Like
Yeah.
that's the first thing that
Yeah.
popped in my head.
There's a handful. I mean, every clothing store downtown
It's so expensive.
is pricey. But
Also, it's for like skinny women, and like
Yeah.
I've kind of
I was a little thinner back then. I
can't.
still don't know that I would
I
have been
can't
able
really
to
fit
fit.
into those stores anymore.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I get a little frustrated when I can't find.
But that's the story of my life, though.
That's the story of my last 20 years. I was skinny back in the day.
It's the story of my last, I want to say, 10.
Well, 25 years maybe, if I'm being completely honest. But anyway.
I was checking my notifications because I thought I got a text, but I didn't. Sad. Anyway, so Cindy and I were talking about something before we started the show, and I wanted to share it on the show while we were on the air. We were talking about turkeys and the amount of wildlife we get out here at the station. So we have a bunch of barn cats, we have deer, we have turkeys, we have pheasants.
And I saw 2 of the deer on the way here today.
We have lots of deer. But I was I saw little baby turkeys like a month ago. It was so cute. They were so cute. But that reminded me of a few years ago. Actually, I feel like a lot of you would probably remember this too. There was this turkey, or this group of turkeys, whatever you call a group of turkeys, hanging around Gilbert Street, like where Whitecap is. And there would be regularly traffic backups because this group of turkeys would not get out of the road, even if you laid on your horn or if you got out of the car and like tried to shoo them, they would not budge. I'm not sure if it's stupidity or they're trying to like just assert their dominance, but like you could not get around these turkeys.
It's called a rafter.
A rafter of turkeys? That's cool.
Or a wild turkey would be a gang.
A gang of turkeys.
Okay, there's 3 of them: flock, gang, or rafter. Although
I think
there's
the gang is
actually
cooler.
there's like they're trying to say gaggle, a rafter or a gaggle. You know what? It is not conclusive. Google does not know everything.
Maybe it's both.
I like rafter because that's mentioned in several things.
Rafter, yeah.
A rafter.
A rafter of turkeys.
A rabble rafter.
Anyway, and it's not like you could like run one of the turkeys over and like cook it for Thanksgiving
mess
dinner
up
because
your-
wild turkeys are like really skinny.
Yeah. I mean, they still deep fry pretty well. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe good for one.
I was
one
married to a
Thanksgiving.
hunter for many years, so
Oh, that's
I've had
right.
a wide variety of killed meats.
So when you see a guy on a dating app with like a dead animal as his profile picture, is that not a red flag for you? Because that's an immediate swipe left for me.
Now it is. I'm not. Just because the whole everyone I know that's a hunter is usually a kind of on the conservative side,
Right.
Which is not true for because I do know some that are
It's
not.
not true
but
for all of them.
generally.
but typically.
I mean, if they've got a dead animal and a picture of an American flag, chances are they're not my type,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that.
And like it's just kind of sad seeing like the dead face of a deer just
know.
like while
I'll
you're
just put
like
it out there.
swiping. I'm like, why?
If you're liberal and you like to hunt deer, hit me up. I'm just saying. Bonus, if you have like a secret stash of morel mushrooms, you can bring me every season.
Oh. You heard
But you got to be liberal.
her.
You cannot be conservative.
You heard her.
Yeah.
You heard her, folks.
But I also don't want to see the actual meat. Like, I don't want to see it. But when I was
You don't want to see like
when I was married to the hunter,
raw
I like
steak?
I'm like, I love the meat, but I do not want to see it hanging.
Oh, same.
Like, so he would always tell me, because he had like a little building that he would do whatever you do to a deer after it's dead. And he would tell me, he's like,
Skin
"Eh,
it.
don't come outside.
You skin it.
Don't come outside. You got to hang it up or something so the blood drains out or something." I don't really know.
Yeah,
I
probably.
just know what
something
I've
like
seen on TV and Dexter.
that. Elvis asks, "What about if you like fishing?" I feel like fishing. Is
I'm going to go
different.
fishing soon. My friend Susan asked me to come. She's like, "Can we go fishing?" I'm like, that is on my list of things I said I would
fun.
never do that I'm going to do.
You know what? Fishing is fun if you're like chilling out and maybe you're just like you have like music playing, but not like bumping bass because that's gonna scare away the fish. But if you're just chilling out, having a nice day, having some snacks, fishing can be fun.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I can sit. I mean, I can sit and watch TV all day, but like if you're sitting just looking at the lake,
Well, that's why you're
like,
like
that's kind of boring.
Well, that's why you're like talking to your friend and you're
Okay.
chilling out and you're relaxing.
And I
like
wanna-
if I went out to a lake, like in the middle, if I went out to like the Iowa River or something,
Mm-hmm.
and was fishing in the middle of the lake, I would be bored to tears within half an hour. But no, my experience fishing is off a dock with snacks, a cold drink, and other people around me who are fishing. And so
probably
we
do
can
that, yeah.
talk.
I also want to push myself. The thing I said I would never do is put like a worm on the hook or take the fish off of the hook, which is like 90% of fishing.
Oh yeah,
So I'm going to
no,
make
I
myself do that when I go out. That's my goal.
I make someone else do that for me.
I'm going to make myself do that because that's the thing that makes me uncomfortable. I made a list a couple years ago of like things I always said I would never do, and that's one of the things. Also ice fishing, but I did go ice fishing. Or at least I watched people ice fish. It was kind of fun. The local
Oh, I think that would be miserable.
If they ever do it again, I
sounds so
recommend
cold.
going to Johnson County Conservation Center. Puts on, I think, a yearly ice fishing sort of like teaching thing, and a whole bunch of people showed up to the point where I was a little bit nervous walking onto the ice with so many people, but it was pretty steady. I'm always afraid of falling through the ice because I've seen too many movies where that's happened.
Yep.
But the ice was super thick. Anyway, we got to see them drill holes. We get to watch and hold the string, and it was kind of fun.
I feel like all of my experience fishing have been in like the dead of summer. So I don't
definitely
I think you
cooler.
could probably count me out.
And you don't have to worry about bugs, biting you.
See, that's not even a concern.
If you're sitting on the bank in the grass,
It wasn't a problem on the dock,
oh, I have to find a dock then.
I guess.
Or a boat.
Yeah. I've never been
kayak and
I've
fish.
never been fishing out in the middle of the boat. As I've said before, I think that might be different.
My dad used to be big into fishing, and we did that I have memories of doing that in a boat. But also a lot of memories of my grandfather, shh, you're going to scare the fish. So we had to sit there really quiet. It was not as much fun to fish with my grandpa because he was kind of
Yeah.
grumpy. Wouldn't let you talk when you fished. Wouldn't let you talk when the news was on.
Okay, well, if you're not going to talk, fishing is boring as hell.
I know.
Unless that's like your Zen activity, I guess.
My dad was
I don't think it would have been mine.
more open to having two little chirpy little kids with him, but
Because, like, what's the goal? Is the goal, like, really, like, to get a lot of fish to, like, fry up and eat? Or is the goal, like, a fun afternoon with your family?
well, that's another thing. I kind of want to learn how to like gut a fish.
Ew. Wait, so you
Okay,
couldn't stomach skinning a buck, but you're gonna
No, I'm
be
saying that's-
all good with fish guts?
I mean, it's a little bit different just because it's smaller.
And different.
But also, I don't know. If the world ends, somebody's going to have to learn how to
That's true.
do something.
I feel like if
to
the
feed my family.
if the world ends, I will be in a compound somewhere and I will be the entertainment, telling stories or singing songs by the fire to de-stress the situation. I will not be a practical help.
I am hoping I am right in the center of the explosion and don't have to deal with the rest of it.
Did you see the guy on TikTok who, like, developed the zombie mushroom fungus from The Last of Us using his own skin and blood?
I haven't seen all of that show, but...
Speaking of the end of the world, yeah, there's some dude on TikTok who made it. I don't remember what it's called. It starts with a C.
I know, but is it going to spread or
no? Because he has it in a jar. But I'm just like, dude,
that's what
stop.
they thought about COVID too. I'm just going to put it in a jar on my desk. It's not going to harm anybody.
No,
Next
and
thing you
so
know, we're all dead.
No, and so all of the comments were like, why? Why would you do
that?
this?
Cannot be real. He cannot be. It's got to be.
I hope it's not real.
Because seriously, but you'd think the CD, well, whoever's in charge of that,
the CDC,
people in black SUVs would be.
I don't know
swarming.
I don't.
In hazmat suits.
I don't know if he's made a follow-up video.
I'm
Maybe
assuming that's what killed everybody in This Is Us, right? Or made everyone crazy.
This is
or whatever it's called. What do I keep calling it? What's it actually called?
It's called The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
This Is Us is that melodramatic.
Maybe that's why I don't like The Last of Us, because I keep thinking it's This Is Us. And I thought it was supposed to be a heartwarming story about family. I haven't seen either one of them.
I haven't seen This Is Us, but that's so funny.
Although I would watch This Is Us if there were zombies in it. Probably.
Maybe, yeah. We've come up with an interesting premise.
I've come up with all the ideas. Now that is the writer's strike's over? It's over, isn't it?
Yeah,
okay.
I think they've reached like an agreement. I'm not sure what it is. I barely even paid attention to it.
Well, I hope they didn't fold on the whole, we're going to pay you $5 so we can use your
AI thing. That's crazy to me. Like, yeah, you could be even an extra and we'd pay you like what we pay extras, but we have the right to your face in like any like digital thing that we do for the rest of time. That's crazy.
There's a movie about this exact thing. Albert Finney was in it. Now I can't remember the name of it. But the premise was that these actors and actresses were being murdered, and yet more product was being put out with their faces, and it was AI. Like they got the images, and they were able to generate commercials and whatever, and then they would just kill off the actors and actresses. But that was like in the 80s or the 90s.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, someone's in the chat room listening from Eastern Tennessee. We have a strong signal. Yes, we do.
Yay.
It's stronger at night. A fun fact. Radio waves are stronger at night. They reach farther at night. And in the winter has something to do with the atmosphere.
The curvature of the waves or something.
Yep. They extend farther.
Or maybe
darker
they're part
in the
of
winter.
the empire and they just work better at night.
I don't think that's it.
Vampire waves.
I don't think that's it.
All right.
What?
That's why I like fantasy better than real life.
Vampire radio waves. Sorry, I can't speak, apparently. Vampire radio waves. Oh, that's kind of... Vampire radio waves. Say that 5 times fast. Vampire radio waves. All right. Well, you sent me this new Reddit thing that we have to try out,
I was
right?
kind of like... Some of them actually would be good, like starter questions, but...
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I wanted to talk about how amazing Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
That whole, I mean, I don't even know if it's a real thing, but
I mean, she's gone to like 3 of his games now.
like,
I feel like
okay,
that's
first
pretty
of all,
official.
I didn't know he was the one. When was it? Last year, or the year before? There was a clip from the football people up on stage with
Football people.
I don't know if they were all from the same team. It was him and Mahomes, whatever his name is.
Mahomes.
I only know him because he was a Hallmark ornament the year that I worked.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, they were up on stage with Biden, and President Biden, he shook their hand and then like turned around, and Travis like snuck up to the podium. He's like, okay, now that I've got your attention. And then Mahomes kind of like grabbed him like, come on.
Mahomes.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Grabs him. It's like, oh, come on. Like, you can't do that here. I thought that was really funny because it was just like him being kind of a goof.
I've never seen that. Honestly, I mean, I don't follow pro ball, so I didn't even hear about Travis Kelce until last year. He hosted Saturday Night. No, actually, earlier this year, Saturday Night Live with musical guest Kelsey Ballerini, which is why I know, because I'm a fan of Kelsey Ballerini. And they did that on purpose, by the way. Travis Kelce Ballerini, of course.
I didn't realize he was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, he hosted earlier this year. I thought he was fine. He did as well as like any other pro athlete who hosts SNL does. He actually, I think he shows a lot of personality on the field from like the clips that I've seen of him. But yeah, I've definitely not heard so much about him until he started dating Taylor.
I just think it's amazing that, like, okay, we can agree. I know you're a Taylor Swift fan, but like, she's world known. Like, she's worldwide. Like, only people in the United States know what the NFL is.
Not necessarily. I have a few British friends who follow it for some reason.
But it's not widespread.
It's not no.
And it's funny to watch these football fans be like, oh no, Travis Kelce, like, he's way more. Like, at every single metric, she's
people
bigger than him.
People who try to argue, like, his net worth is more than hers, and, like, hers is, like, 5 times as much as his.
And she's got more Instagram followers, she's got more awards, and they're all awards that she won by herself, not with a team of footballers.
I don't know. I feel like this is all so overexposed, and, like, as a fan, I just don't like it, just because I like to listen to the music, and when she's too overexposed, that's when the haters come out.
I know, but she always rises above because she's a class act.
Yeah, but I have to see it all on Twitter and stuff, and I'm just like, can I live? Can I just enjoy the music? I just think
it's cute. And also, you know, it was all probably done so that Joe Jonas and Queen of the North is no longer
attorney.
Ooh. I'm guessing.
Although
it was interesting timing.
She didn't ask for all of this attention, by the way. The NFL is just like milking this relationship for all they can.
Well, because you've got all these Taylor Swift fans who are like, "Oh, wait, they're football. Let's check this out." Because we're gonna not we Taylor Swift fans are gonna support her no matter what, and they're gonna like whatever she likes. For the most part, don't you think?
You know, I think it's funny that because the Kelce brothers, so Travis Kelce plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Jason Kelce plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they have this podcast where at the end they have the segment called like no stupid questions, and so people can ask them questions. And for the last like few weeks, like it's only been Swifties asking like, what's a touchdown? What's a first down? Like all these like really basic football questions, and like, but they answer so genuinely. Like it's really sweet actually, but it's so funny seeing like people engage with football for the first time. Because like I come from a very rich family that comes from like rich as in like rich for in Hawkeye lore. That's what I meant. And so I've just been around it my whole life, and so I've just kind of had this base understanding of football like via osmosis for my whole life, and just seeing people interact with it for the very first time is funny.
It's cute.
It is cute. I will say that.
I hope they get married and have babies, or just have babies, or just live happily together without babies. I'm shipping them hard.
I hope they They have fun while it lasts, or happy ever after, whatever. Whatever.
I will say I notice him now more. I didn't realize he was so... Like,
well,
there's
he's very famous in, like, the football sphere, for sure.
Hy-Vee Waterfront has a big old cutout of him. I'm like, oh, that's Travis Kelce. I said, that's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. They're like, who? And I'm like,
I love how
Kelce.
I love how like football dudes get so mad when like Taylor is on like the teleprompter or whatever for like 5 seconds. They just boo her. And I'm just like, take a step back. Like, why are you booing this woman?
When it first broke, there's lots of TikToks of women asking their boyfriends or husbands, like, yeah, Taylor's just really going to help him with his career, which she is, but and then
maybe
kind of
not
taking
career,
offense, like
maybe more mainstream popularity,
like acting as if Travis Kelce does not have his own thing, like because it's football and we don't know about that, but it was cute.
I just know she must be in love because I know Girly does not want to be in Missouri tonight.
Is that where he lives, or is that where he's
That's
playing?
where Kansas City is.
Oh,
That's
she
where
going
he
to every
plays.
game?
Not every game, but she's been there. This is like the second time in what, a month, 2 weeks?
I mean, I know dating a sport person is like the big thing in Hollywood, but like having to go to the games,
she doesn't have to.
That would be a big deal breaker for me, especially if it's football. I might date a hockey player because that's actually kind of fun to go to a game, but football's boring.
I think it's fun to go to a football game. I have tickets to the Minnesota game.
I don't understand.
I'm very
football.
much looking forward to it.
And the weather's always not great. It's either way too hot or way too cold.
That's true. Yeah, like the first game of the year is always like 90, 95 and you're packed in the stadium like sardines, and so it just feels hotter. And by the end of it, you're like, they're clearing snow from the bleachers in like late November. Yeah. It's just fall as a season in this part of the world is wild. Like the Midwest fall, you commented on my TikTok video that I made of this. Right. I'm like, is fall truly fall? Because the last time, I mean, for the past few years, fall has been 80 degrees until Halloween, and then it's 35. Like, you go from shorts to parkas within maybe 4 days.
And sometimes in the same day.
Yeah, and so it's just like, there's no transition. There's no, like, wearing a light jacket and tights and knee socks and
We get 5 minutes of fall and 5 minutes of spring. That's fair enough.
Yeah. I don't love it, but I am jealous of people who are like, it's fall. And I'm like, do you get more than 5 minutes of it? Because if so, I'm jealous.
Watch the leaves turn and all that stuff.
What?
Or people go watch the leaves turn in places that have fall.
Oh, yeah, like Vermont and stuff like that.
Supposedly around the Cedar River. I think there's some areas that's really pretty. But...
So, for the last few years, I've been gleaning with Table to Table, and there's this farm, the Ecollective Farm, out in Mechanicsville, which is Suter County, and in the fall, the drive out there is so beautiful because, like, the leaves are changing on the trees, especially by the river, because there's a bridge you have to cross.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful. In the summer, it's beautiful too, but like especially in the fall. Excuse me. It's just, it's so beautiful.
People take bus tours to
Why is it so beautiful in Cedar County, and then you get back to Johnson, and there's just like nothing? I
wonder if there's more agriculture.
I don't know.
To help I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Actually, that's not true. By the Iowa River, it's pretty as well. It's not as pretty as Cedar County, but shout out Cedar County.
Do good leaves.
Do good leaves.
But it's true.
It's a red county though, right? We don't love that.
I mean, I used to live in Cedar County, and yeah, it was pretty conservative.
Most of the counties are.
I mean, West Branch was turning a little bit because there's people like me, and like there's a certain group
people-
of us that were kind of more.
People who would live in Iowa City if it was like more affordable too.
Well, and, I mean, I had kids in West Branch, so I was kind of stuck there. But yeah. But maybe someday I'll be liberal.
I don't think so. That's never been the case before.
Yeah, you're probably right. People always got to be different. Why can't we just all think the same way, like me?
There's like a billion TV shows and movies about how that would be bad and how it would be boring. And songs, too. So many songs about we're all different and that's okay.
Are we gonna look at the
Yeah.
where I could every time I'm like, how do I get to my saved?
Oh my
I
gosh.
always forget.
Just go back to our conversation and
No, but I have a bunch that are saved too. From,
Oh,
am
okay.
I- am
Your
I wrong,
screenshots?
or- yeah. When you can scroll through yours. I got one picked out though from today. And this is, are you on Am I Wrong at all?
No.
There's a whole, there's Am I Wrong? Today I effed up. I don't know if you've gotten that one. TIFU. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, yeah.
pretty good
I used to go on that one a lot. It would like if I messed up something in my life, I would always go to that subreddit to make me feel better because I'm like, at least I'm not that guy.
Okay, so my female 24, boyfriend, male 27, and I have been together for about 7 months now. When we first started dating, he had just moved back with his parents while he searched for a place to rent. Well, now the time has come and he's finally found a house. He's been talking about how excited he is to have me over once he gets furniture, and the topic of bed size came up. I asked him if he would at least get a full-size bed to accommodate us while I'm over, but he said he would just bring the twin size from his parents.
Well,
He's 27 years old.
That's a single bed. You can't fit any.
And full is not that much bigger, really.
I have a full size bed. You could fit another person in that bed. No, a twin bed is way smaller.
It's tiny. It's like a kid's bed.
It's for kids. Like a twin bed is for children.
And I'll remind you, he's 27.
And so, like, maybe you can fit 2 kids in a single bed, but not 2 adults.
I fit not the size I am now, but when I was younger, me and a partner could fit in a single bed. But it was not very comfortable.
No.
At all.
No, because even if you're, like, sleeping in the bed with someone, like, you want space once you're actually sleeping not to be, like, overheated and stuff. And you have your own, like, space.
Okay, so and he said he's going to bring the twin size from his parents. I asked him where I was going to sleep, and he said we'd both sleep on the twin. I find this a little upsetting, to be honest. I have a full-size bed at my apartment, and honestly, I find it to be hardly any space on that when he sleeps over. We do have dogs that like to sleep with us. However, a full size is fine for now.
Yeah, full size would be fine.
When I expressed that this would make me uncomfortable and I don't see myself sleeping on a twin with him, he got a little annoyed and told me he would ask my input when he wanted it. Oh my God, run! Run!
Wait, so you don't want me to sleep over and be comfortable?
I understand it's his place. I feel like
Also,
he could still be
big
more
is this-
accommodating.
How big is this man? What full-size adult man, like, can fit on a single? Like, unless he's, like, maybe shorter and skinnier. Maybe that is the type of man who can fit on a single bed. But,
I mean,
like,
even if he's like a little person, still. The girlfriend is saying, look, I don't feel comfortable sleeping with both of us on this bed.
right. No, I'm not even saying a little person. I'm saying, like, a dude who is, like, 5'5" and maybe 130 pounds. Like, a small guy. Maybe you can fit on a
He needs to be an
single
adult.
bed.
And I'm guessing he
Yeah,
doesn't have
run,
a frame
girl.
for it either. I'm just saying.
Just a mattress, yeah.
Mattress on the floor, no box spring.
That's so college. That's such a college thing. And even in college, I didn't like that either. Like, when people... It's not even just frat boys. Like, when people just in general just had mattresses on the floor, I'm like...
I mean, I did that in college, but...
Exactly. It's a very college thing. That's the one time in your life when you can get away with it.
That and, like, sleeping on a futon, probably.
Did I... I think I've told the story on this show before, but I had this... Well, he's still my friend. This guy friend, he's want to say we were 28 at the time. We're the same age, so this was about 2 years ago. And he moved into a new apartment, and he didn't have a bed yet. And I'm like, oh, do you have like an air mattress or something you're sleeping on? He's like, no, I have a Eurobo, which is like this big, like, blue pillow thing. It's like kind of like a beanbag, but like longer, and like you can lay on it. And I'm like, you seriously cannot be sleeping on that for like however long it takes you to get.
So it's like a big dog,
To get a
dog bed or something like that?
No,
or?
I had this problem last time too. I had a tough time to describe it.
I feel like you've told this story, but I don't remember the word that you said. You said it was a
Eurobo.
Eurobo?
It's a Eurobo pillow. Here.
I will say, relationship-wise, I think it's a big red flag when you say, hey, I'm uncomfortable at your house. Can you accommodate me a little bit? And they refuse to.
Yep. It's definitely Google auto-corrected it to a Yoruba, which is like an African, traditional African, like, outfit. And I'm like, that's not what he was sleeping on. Yoruba. Yes. I'm trying so hard. Anyway, no, just imagine, like, this body pillow, but it's made out of, like, what a beanbag would be made of.
So squishy, and he would just essentially sink
Yeah.
to the floor in the middle of it with his weight, I'm guessing.
And he's a big dude, too. He's, like, 6'3", and I'm like, you cannot be sleeping on this for more than a nap.
You can get a mattress delivered in 24 hours.
No,
from
exactly.
Amazon.
That's why that's what I was telling him. I'm like, dude, we're 28. We're having like back problems now. So like, you're not 19. You're not in college.
Plus, like, isn't that like the first thing you move in when you're going to a new place is your bed and your TV?
But he was moving from his parents' house, and so he wasn't taking the bed from there because they wanted it.
When I would sign the lease, I would have been like, okay, I need to find a bed. And I would buy it.
I agree, but this guy's decision making skills, I don't fully understand. So, but yeah, I've told that story before, and I'm
Does
like,
he have a bed now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Is
like,
it a
dude,
twin?
It's not. No, because he's 6'3", he wouldn't fit.
Is it an extra long twin?
Honestly, I'm sure if he could get away with it, he would only have a twin. I'm sure.
I don't understand people who don't want luxury in their bedroom.
I guess if they're like low maintenance people, I understand it, because I am myself a low maintenance person, but I'm not a child, so I'm not going to sleep on a single bed comfortably.
I mean, I kind of, through the previous owner of the house that I bought, left his nice king-size bed.
Ooh.
And it was like Suter, like from an actual bed store, like one of those nice ones. So I don't even know if I could move it out of the room by myself. It's so huge, but like
that's probably why he didn't want to move it out.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? Do you want this bed?
It has one of those split box spring things, so it's like huge. But
So, honestly, I would probably be looking at that king, and I would have been like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it here, and I'm gonna buy myself a new one, and rather than like burdening my mind with the logistics of moving this thing. I get it.
He was moving in with his girlfriend, so it was like they don't.
Oh, okay. Well, they don't need it anyway.
Yeah.
Unless
They'd
they
basically
wanted,
been living together anyway, so he was trying to get rid of the house, and he left a bunch of stuff. God bless him. It was awesome. But anyway, that's how I got a king. But I was a queen before, and I don't know
still
that I
are
will,
a queen.
I know, but I would never go back down. I would never go back down. Like, I am by myself with my dog.
I feel like a queen
on a king size bed.
I feel like a queen is too much for me. If I ever got a partner or whatever, sure. But like, just for me, I think a full is fine.
I'm just telling you, if you're single, get the big bed.
Full is a big bed for me.
You can like fully stretch it. I can sleep sideways on the bed if I wanted to.
But I don't need to.
Well, sometimes I have to because the dog will take the pillows.
I still stick to one side. I mean, I like to extend my arms or my legs sometimes, which is why I don't like sleeping on a single, but I do still stick to one side.
I'm all over the place. On
And,
that, but-
like, all of my stuff is still on the other side. Like, I
Yeah.
put clothes, my laptop, my whatever else. Like, it's never just me.
I
It's
haven't
so
done
many
that
stu- so
because
much
of the
stuff.
dog. Because the dog would definitely get a hold of everything. But yes, if I were single without a dog, I would definitely have half my closet
Gosh, yep.
on my bed.
Don't even use
Get
a
another
closet or
reason.
drawers. What?
Another reason to get a big bed.
No, because that's just that's me putting more stuff on. I don't need to.
But this girl needs to break up with this guy because he does not.
Absolutely.
I mean, I dated a guy who, like, I spent so
No,
many
like,
nights
if-
at his house, and he, like, didn't even get me a charger to change. You know, like, it was just little things. And like,
If you're going to Reddit for advice, it's over. It's
Probably, yeah.
over.
probably yes.
It's over. But also, have you noticed, like, whenever a woman goes on, like, am I the a-hole or am I the whatever or any of these, it's always, like, something super, like, unreasonable the guy is doing, and she's always like, am I the a-hole for, like, doing this, setting a boundary? Like, my boyfriend constantly cheats on me and drinks and whatever, but one time I came home late, I didn't have dinner on the table. Am I the a-hole in this situation? It's just
No.
like, girly,
You
what?
need a divorce.
Yeah.
Reddit's so much fun.
I'm trying to open this app, and it's not letting... Okay, here we go.
There was a good one that was from the No Stupid Questions, but I thought it was an interesting conversation topic. What was the oddest thing you thought was normal but turned out to be a medical issue?
Oh.
And some of the stories are, I mean, sad. Most of the people are like, yeah, I didn't realize that the whole world wasn't blurry when I finally got glasses.
Oh, no.
And I felt that same way too. Like, I, for the longest time, thought that there was just a slight little, like, blurriness, like to the Facebook logo.
Yeah.
And I got glasses for the first time, and I wore them, and I'm like, wow, like, that's
Oh
a
my
crisp
God.
line.
No, I don't think I have any of that.
And then there's, like, person after person who, like, found out that they were allergic to things because they're like, everyone's eating, like, lobster. And they're like, well, what do you like about lobster? Like that burning sensation in your mouth? And they're like, burning sensation? What are you
seen that.
talking about?
I've seen that for bananas. Like, I love bananas. It's so tingly and tangy in your mouth. And someone's like, that's
allergic.
That's not what a banana's supposed to taste like.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories like that, which are just very funny. Oh, and this is kind of sad. This person had been told for many years that my left arm doesn't swing when I walk. I just thought it was a funny quirk, you know, like the episode of Seinfeld, which you probably didn't see, but the girl did not swing her arms.
I've not seen a single episode of
Oh my
Seinfeld.
gosh.
We've
like-
had this conversation before, Cindy. The oldest sitcom I've seen is Friends.
Where they have a friend who doesn't swing either of her arms when she walks. Much later in life, I found out that my asymmetrical arm movements were an early symptom of Parkinson's.
Oh.
That's sad.
Wait, so her arms didn't swing when she walked?
Like one of her left arm didn't swing when she walked. So that was
Oh.
like, she found out later that that was kind of an early symptom.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah.
So does that mean, like, her arm was just dead, like she couldn't move it?
I don't know.
Or
Probably.
it was just, like, weighed down that...
Well, you know how, like, you just naturally swing your
Yeah.
arms when you walk? Hers wasn't naturally swinging.
Yeah, but I was like, what? But how is it not swinging? Is it because the arm is, like... I don't know.
I don't know, but I never notice when people are not swinging their arms or swinging their arms.
No,
I don't know that I've ever noticed.
That's not something you really notice. Or something I don't notice. Okay, this subreddit is not loading for me. What is happening?
So being tired all the time and having dreams where I was in water and struggling to breathe or in claustrophobic situations. Sleep apnea.
Yeah.
We should just read through these, and there's going to be people listening going, wait.
I would love to. Can you send me that? Can you send me that subreddit? Because it's not letting me...
The whole subreddit.
What's
No-
it called?
No Stupid Questions.
Yeah, I am trying to click on... It's taking forever to load. I guess I'm I'm on the Wi-Fi, but it's not letting me load.
Maybe the way I sent it was not great.
No, it's not you. I went on the app.
Oh.
And I'm just now, like... I think I might have sleep apnea, too, by the way. Because I know you, sometimes you bite your tongue in your sleep. I do that.
I don't.
Snoring really bad. I do that.
I wake myself up snoring.
Oh, I've done that a few times. I don't do it all the time. My dad does do it.
Drifting off to sleep if I don't stretch my... I basically have to prop my head up so my airway is clear.
Yeah.
Otherwise, as I'm relaxing, I go to sleep, I kind of crunch up and like...
Yeah, me too.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I wake myself up with the snoring.
Yeah.
Which...
No,
I try to blame on the dog, but...
I crunch up too. The thing is, I don't like being super propped up when I sleep. I actually only sleep on one pillow, which is probably not great.
I sleep on 20. Like, I
can't.
need more pillows.
I can't. Like, if I can sense my neck at an angle, that's not comfortable for me. Like, if I'm trying to sleep. Like, if I'm propped up in bed, like, watching YouTube or something, like, that's fine. But if I'm actually trying to sleep, like, I don't like being propped up.
You have more than one pillow on your bed, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But, like, when it comes to actual sleeping, I will sleep on one pillow. Unless I'm, like, stuffed up. If I have, like, a cold, then
Then you gotta prop yourself up.
I gotta do two.
Yeah. Well, I've got more pillows if you need them.
Thank you. I have enough.
Actually, I would buy you more. Because I don't want to part. I need to get some more pillows anyway. I don't have enough. I think I only have 6 right now.
Okay. Here, maybe if I don't go to the app and I just look on the web browser.
This person is being funny, but it's kind of sad. I thought I had superpower because I could go days without sleeping and still feel energetic, and then I would be tired and sleep longer because I had to recover my sleep. Turned out that I'm bipolar and could not get sleep during manic episodes.
Oh.
And lost the superpower when they started medication.
Wow.
Oh. People that say coffee makes me sleepy, and for them to find out that it's a symptom of ADHD.
Yep.
Really? Coffee does not make me sleepy, so I don't have ADHD.
I'm drinking coffee right now, and I know for a fact it's not going to keep me up because caffeine does not affect my brain like it affects like a neurotypical person's brain.
I know, but okay, so I can't really...
It has something to do with the dopamine receptors in your brain, which causes ADHD not to like caffeine not to really affect you.
Oh, so I don't have ADHD then because caffeine does affect me.
Well, then what do you have?
I don't know. I'm guessing that's not a symptom that you have to have.
No, caffeine does not do anything to me.
A couple of people who can drink, soda. And I have to usually cut myself off by about 4. Otherwise, I don't sleep.
I don't have to. Which is actually great because I have only ever used coffee for the taste and not for, like, waking myself up. Because I don't have to.
Then what do you do? What do you do for energy?
I just wake up and I just am. I
don't even know what to do with that because that's like the one thing. Like if I'm camping, if I'm doing anything, I have to I make sure I have coffee in the morning.
The thing is, I get a lot of sleep as it is. Like, I know you're supposed to get at least 7 as an adult, 7 hours as an adult. I know a lot of people get less than that. I get at least 9 a night. Regularly get 10, which probably isn't the best either, but that's just the truth. And so I wake up well rested and am okay.
Even when I sleep in, I still need that coffee in the morning to get me started.
See, I never did, but I do love coffee, the taste. And I like the morning ritual of it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's fun. It's a fun fact about me. Yeah, I can drink, like, I have a 2-liter of Diet Pepsi on my table right now. I can drink from it, go to bed immediately, fall asleep within 15 minutes.
See, I've watered down iced tea. That's because I want to be relaxed when I get home, even though I'm usually kind of hyped up after we do our thing.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, that's what's gonna keep me awake, like being jazzed about something. and not like
I just talked to another adult for 2 hours.
Yes,
without interruption, except for
it's so
commercials.
exhilarating, isn't it?
What did you talk about, Cindy? I don't know.
No,
Everything.
I was promoting the show like while I was playing music, and I'm just like, sometimes we start on a topic and then we look up and it's 2 hours later and it's time to go. Like, it's truly nothing. We just talk until it's time to stop. And I love that. I think that's beautiful. And I love that everyone loves it. Not everyone.
I could
I'm
just
sure.
just this one question. There's like so much. I had a friend in college who was surprised that not everyone got the potato sweats.
The what? The potato sweats?
Apparently, they must have been allergic to potatoes
Oh.
or intolerant to them.
Oh, that sucks. I love potatoes.
Oh, this one I found out. This with bananas. I thought they made everybody's mouth burn for a while after eating them. Oh my goodness!
What?
Oh, these poor people that.
I'm looking through this app. You're finding all the good ones.
Because I'm on Reddit quite a bit during
Oh.
the day, like during breaks or whatever. And it's when I'm working my other job, it's easy to kind of scroll through, so I see a lot. And I say that as somebody who used to hate Reddit, so here I am. It started out.
No,
with,
I used to hate it too. My sister was on it. She's like, Molly, I think you would like Reddit. There's like a lot of fan communities, a lot of just general niche communities on there, and I'm just like, I hate the interface, the website interface, because to me at first it looked like just a big wall of text.
yeah.
Like once you know like how the comments work and stuff, then you can figure out what is a reply, what is a reply to a reply, what is a reply to a reply to a reply. But like if you had not seen Reddit before, you would think it was just a big wall of text, and it was really intimidating to me.
Unless you're old like me and you remember the bulletin boards from
From like the early
the Wayback
2000s
Machine.
or like the
Yes.
90s.
Because that's what it's set up like to me. It reminds me
Yeah,
of those
it-
like the Yahoo groups.
Yeah, it is
But-
kind of like that.
That's how they get you with the oh yeah, you like a TV show? There's a group on Reddit that talks about it, and that's how I
yeah.
started getting on there. I'm like, oh yeah, they have all the Real
Or, like-
Housewives and stuff.
Or even just like a niche YouTuber has a subreddit usually, and so like there's a subreddit truly for everything.
Pretty much, yeah. But then of course you end up seeing all the others because they shove other stuff. For some reason I keep reading all these HOA problems. I'm like, I finally had to like say I don't want to see this anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And like problems with like people that take like specific airlines and cruises. They kept trying to show me. I will say they're not as good as TikTok at trying to figure out what I like.
Right.
They don't care. They just give you what they want to give you. So you have to look.
All right. Well, it is time for a little break for news. Let's look at some of these subreddits and like during this break
Are you working a
get the
plan?
best ones.
Are you working a plan?
Yes.
That's not how any of this works.
I'm trying to formulate a plan. I'm saying
I
let's,
have a list
let's look
of-
at the best one of these. Yeah.
I have a list of
And
MID.
compile them.
Okay.
Okay. Well, after this news and weather break, you're listening to the Mighty 1630 KCJJ.
From the Hertine and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Virgin and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Now, Iowa City's news first.
I'm Tommy Lang with KCJJ News. Iowa City Police are seeking the public's help in a sexual assault investigation. According to a news release from the ICPD, at 2:09 last Saturday morning, officers responded to a report of a sexual assault near the alley of the 200 block of South Van Buren Street. The victim reported being attacked by a man while walking approximately half an hour earlier. The incident remains under investigation. Police contact and reward information can be found under this story on the KCJJ app and at 1630kcjj.com. The University of Iowa's Mayflower Residence Hall could have new owners by the end of the month. In February, UI officials said they were selling the building and using the proceeds to help with the construction of a new dorm on the east side of campus. Its current listing price is $45 million. Real estate broker Jeff Edberg of Lepic-Krager Realtors told the Daily Iowan that while no official decision has been made, the outlook of the sale seems positive. Edberg told the DI that interested parties have made proposals that are being reviewed by university administration. He added that most parties want to keep the building as a private dorm. Edberg believes that within the month, a chosen buyer will be conducting inspections of Mayflower, executing a change of ownership, and moving forward with their plans. The Amish community is voicing its displeasure over a road surface change project on a county road outside of Kelowna. The project will resurface a portion of 540th Street Southwest, which passes in front of Stringtown Grocery in Kelowna. The road will change from a chip seal surface to an asphalt surface as part of the county's 5-year plan. The project was approved by the Johnson County Board of Supervisors, who awarded a contract to LL Pelling for the project at its September 28th formal session. Former Stringtown Grocery owner Ed Schleybaugh said the chip seal surface is better for horses. He and other members of the Amish community questioned the need for the nearly $1 million project. 2 supervisors met with the Amish community before voting. V. Fixmer-Orays, who voted against the project, said they didn't feel comfortable due to the residents' concerns. Supervisor John Green said he was sympathetic to those concerns, but he felt the process was at a point that it would be irresponsible not to proceed, and he voted for the project. Assistant County Attorney Ed Bartles says the project will use a new paving technique called perpetual pavement, which will make the road optimal for vehicles and be less damaging to horses' hooves. The project is scheduled to start in the spring. A University of Iowa administrator is among those being inducted into the 2023 Iowa Latino Hall of Fame this week. Dr. Elizabeth Mendez-Shannon is the UI's Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. She's advocated for immigrant rights, highlighting the resilience and strengths among immigrants. She also designed the first ever Spanish for Social Workers, Immigration History, and Latino and Latina culture classes at the university. Mendez-Shannon is one of 6 individuals who will be inducted Friday night at 5:30 at the Des Moines Arts Center on Grand Avenue. A reception will follow the ceremony. The event is free and open to the public, and no registration is required. For more information, go to humanrights.iowa.gov. In sports, Iowa head football coach Kirk Ferentz says he hopes the NCAA will make its decision on suspended player Noah Shannon soon. During his weekly news conference, Ferentz was asked just how long it would take to get Shannon up to speed after missing so much time with the team.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, we've never been in this situation. So he's missed a lot of time. He's got a great attitude. He's been around, and he was working through an injury anyway, so probably couldn't have played physically till a couple of weeks ago. Hasn't been in pads in quite a while now, so we'll just see. But I don't know even when the decision is going to be made, so at least we have ample time to get him ready, hopefully.
Iowa plays its second road game of the season Saturday afternoon at Wisconsin. Kickoff set for 3:05 p.m., and you can see the game on Fox. We have high school football Friday night on KCJJ as City High welcomes Linn-Mar to Bates Field at about 7 o'clock. And we have another KCJJ radio auction Friday morning starting at 6. For a full list of available items, you can go to 1630kcjj.com or the KCJJ app and click on Auction. With KCJJ News, I'm Tommy Lang.
KCJJ Weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. A cloudy sky tonight, a few showers and thunderstorms around, lows in the upper 50s and breezy, wind gusts higher than 30 miles an hour. Areas of rain tomorrow, some rumbles of thunder once again. It warms up into the mid-60s and will still be breezy at times right through tomorrow night. A chance of showers continue Saturday, breezy in mid-50s, partly sunny and again mid-50s Sunday, but dry. That's KCJJ weather. It's 60 right now.
You're listening to Molly Suter on the mighty 1630 KCJJ.
Hello.
Hello.
You are listening to me. You're also listening to Cindy,
Yes.
the other girl. All right, so I have chosen 2. Am I the a-holes? Maybe I should have picked more, but these sound juicy.
Okay, I probably already read them.
Oh, well. Cindy's like, that's old news. That's old news. All right, well, my the a-hole for not staying home for the night with my daughter while my wife goes out with friends. Background. My wife rarely goes out with friends, like maybe 6 times a year, and has never been very social and prefers spending time with me. I am more social, but that has declined as we have focused on our family. We have a 2-year-old daughter, and I spend time with the same 3 friends once a week for game night. Sometimes in person, sometimes online. I have another 3 friends that I see only once every 2 months, also for games night. If I go out, he didn't use a comma. If I go out, comma, my wife will tend to our daughter. I often still help with dinner/bedtime, but sometimes leave earlier than this. Our daughter's bedtime is 7:30 p.m., and she often sleeps through the night without fuss. Wakes up fussing maybe 5% of the time. I always offer for my wife to sleep in the next day or something similar in exchange for me going out so that it's not a one-sided thing. Scenario. My wife made plans to spend an evening this weekend out with friends. She would be out from 6 p.m. until late. After she made those plans, I was invited to my friend's birthday thing with my second friend group. If I went, I would be gone until 5 p.m. until late. Excuse me. Last time I saw them was exactly 1 month ago. I brought this plan up with my wife as I wanted to make arrangements for a family member to take our daughter for the evening. She was irritated by this and argued that I should stay home. I've since spoken with a family member who is happy to take our daughter at 5 p.m. and have her stay the night, and I have communicated this to my wife. I made it clear that this will not affect her plans at all. I will be responsible for drop-off and pick-up of our daughter, and I will not ask anything of my wife because I understand that it is rare for her to have a night out like this, and so I don't want her to change her plans at all. She still thinks that I should stay home. This is so long. Okay, her arguments. She says that since she always covers for me, that I should also cover for her. She doesn't want to ask this family member to have our daughter for the night because she thinks we ask too much of them. My arguments, I am covering for her as she does not have to change her plans and doesn't have to do anything for our daughter. This family member loves watching our daughter, and my wife is often quick to agree to leave our daughter there for sleepovers, plenty of other evenings at a convenience. I feel like she wants me to stay at home as a form of punishment for going out more frequently than her. Punishment feels too strong of a word. I don't think there is any major resentment behind this or anything. I just don't know how else to describe the feeling. So, am I the a-hole here for making plans to go out the same night as my wife, also already having plans to go out, even though I am covering all the arrangements for our daughter?
Yes.
Yes. Because you already knew your wife is going out.
I know. He did say he slipped out in there after she made plans. He makes plans. Like, dude, just say no.
Also, he was saying, like, oh, this is my second group of friends that I saw a month ago. A month is not even that long.
No.
Like, there are friends that I see way less often than that, and I still consider them friends. Like, I don't... Especially if you're married with a kid, like, people understand that, like, there's going to be months when I don't see you.
Right.
Yeah, this guy...
He goes out too much, I think. But, you know, whatever. If she lets him, that's fine.
I mean,
if
that's their arrangement, sure. But, like,
But the one night she wants to go out,
one night she wants to go out,
plans, that's bullcrap.
Also, the thing about oh, we ask too much of this family member is probably true.
Right.
And the family member might be doing it out of obligation. Like, I guess we're family, so yeah, I'll watch your kid.
But, I mean, I did not like leaving my kids with too many people.
Right.
Because I didn't want to take advantage. I was very much like, like my aunt always says, I wish you would ask me more to watch your kids. I'm like, I don't want to bother you, that kind of thing. Like, I don't want to take advantage because I've been on that end where, oh, Cindy will do it. That kind of thing.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, he needs to get over himself and he's too immature.
I want to see the...
Multiple game nights with multiple friends.
Yeah. I mean, I understand if, like, because I play games online with my friends a lot, and I can understand, like, after the kid goes to sleep, sure. Have, like, game nights with your friends. But, like, this time, no.
He can stay home. Plus, like, as a mother with a 2-year-old, if I finally said, okay, I'm going to go out with my friends, I would do it more comfortably knowing that baby was home with daddy.
Right,
and
exactly.
Not with, even if it was grandma. I mean, it's just not the same.
And also, like, if this child goes to this family member's house, like, a lot, that means the routine is being disruptive. And, like,
and that's taking them out of the house.
And that's really important for, like, really little kids to have their routines. Like, if they're too...
He's definitely the a-hole.
Yeah.
100%.
Right. So, do you have one?
I have like a whole list of them. I got to find one that's not. This one's kind of funny. I'm not going to read the title because it gives it away.
Oh, okay.
I, 41M, was vacationing in the tropics with my pregnant wife, 37F, entering the 3rd trimester, a last-minute baby moon, if you will. Wife has underlying health issues, which luckily didn't complicate the pregnancy, but this caused delays in getting clearance to travel. My father-in-law was kindly hosting us for this trip. He lives there, and touring us around the island. This is not my idea of a dream holiday, but it worked well due to the last-minute nature of the trip. Minimal planning was required on our part. We just had to pack a bag and show up. He was covering the majority of our expenses, such as meals and my alcohol. On this particular day, father-in-law had taken us on a day trip to North Point. My wife wasn't particularly interested in going, but obliged so I could experience it. The plan was to stop for lunch on our way back. We arrive at the restaurant and discussing the menu. I was ordering a pizza. Wife wanted to order a fruit smoothie for the fiber because she was having some bathroom difficulties as a result of the pregnancy.
Oh, yeah.
Realizing a smoothie wasn't a proper lunch with no protein, she asked if she could have a slice of the pizza that I was ordering. I was reluctant.
Why? Just give her the slice of pizza.
I was reluctant. It would be enough food for me, and expressed this, but she insisted. It was just one slice and told me.
So, like, a whole pizza for him, and he's like, I don't want to give up
that he's
one
not paying
slice. For. Dude, she's carrying your child.
Divorce. That's what I say.
Immediately. Divorce.
I might be on Reddit too much.
No, I'm too single, but I'm just like, divorce.
Get on Reddit to these.
Immediately.
Like, there's so many people like, divorce.
That's me. Like, when any slight disagreement, don't come to me for, like, if you need to vent about your partner. I'm going to tell you to either dump their ass or divorce their ass. Like,
I'm a little bit different. I always say, oh, that's why I'm single. To their face.
Yeah, I'm like, this is exhausting. This is why I'm not.
I don't want to deal with that. I'm single.
That. Yeah.
I compromised and said, okay, she can have a slice, but then I'll order a second entree for myself off the menu.
Just because of one slice?
She tried denying me a second entree because her father is picking up the tab. I told me I don't need that much food. After more back and forth, realizing I was not going to budge, she relented and decided to forego the smoothie to order something else off the menu she'd enjoy less, but it was more substantial with less fiber. Like, that's important.
But she needs the fiber.
I know. Our food arrived. The pizza was larger than I expected, of course. God. I barely finished half. Like, you'd think after just
Jail.
spite and ego, he would eat the whole thing and just make himself sick. That's what a real man would do.
Not even divorce. Jail. Divorce and then jail.
Crucifixion, I think. Wife was fuming. She could have ordered the smoothie she wanted after all, and I had a slice of my pizza.
Oh
There'd still be leftovers.
I'd be livid.
I don't like how she tried to control what food I was ordering.
I mean, there's something to be said for that, but also, like...
But she wasn't controlling what food he ordered. She was just saying, don't be a pig on my dad's dime.
Yeah.
Don't order 2 meals.
Please be considerate of my father's dime. Also, can I have one slice of your pizza?
And
That's
also
going to be
maybe
way too big for you to finish.
Ask, how big is the pizza?
I know. Oh...
She was trying to tell me that she told me so, but never once did she indicate that the pizza would be so large. Oh my God, you're an adult!
Oh my gosh. Also, she's carrying your child.
She said ordering 2 entrees would have been so disrespectful to her father who's picking up the tab. Nobody needs 2 entrees for lunch on somebody else's dime. She said it was embarrassing.
Especially because if he had ordered 2 entrees and only finished half of the pizza... and left, like, the second entree virtually untouched, like, I would be livid. Livid. Oh, my gosh.
One of the first comments was, YTA, you're the a-hole.
Right.
My husband saw the face I was making while I was reading this post, so he asked to see it, and he was mortified by your behavior. He said, good luck, Jack Wagon.
Oh, wait, was it not her husband?
No, somebody reading this.
Oh,
the
okay.
comment
Wait, I'm like, what?
was saying that she was reading this and her face must have been like,
oh gosh.
So her husband said, "Can I see it?" And he thinks that this guy
is a man-child. Like, it's not all about you. Also, she's pregnant.
Plus, what part of that story?
Share your food.
Like, I don't understand why he would even share this with strangers. Like, every part of the story
entitlement
makes him look like a jerk.
He really thinks he's in the right, which is, like, with all of these, like, am I the a-hole things, like, the person always thinks they're in the right.
Right.
And they want validation, like, oh, no, you did nothing wrong. Even though people are like,
like, he's getting
hello?
Basically a free vacation.
Yeah.
And
he made himself look bad. You did it to yourself. Like, oh, God.
It's too late.
I don't like
having
these,
a baby.
I don't like posts like these, especially if, like, the wife is pregnant or something, and it's like, you can't just get out scot-free now. Like, if
she's gonna have to deal with his.
Not that this is like a deal breaker or anything, but I feel like this is.
It's a deal breaker.
I feel like this is indicative of maybe a larger problem.
I just think if I listened to more deal breakers, I wouldn't have been in so many long-term.
I feel like that's
jerky relationships.
I feel very strongly that is most people.
I just feel sorry for the next if I ever get another boyfriend, because.
Well, you have some more wisdom now, so maybe you wouldn't make the same mistakes.
I just deal breaker. It's a deal breaker. Sorry. You chew
don't
too loud. Deal breaker.
You don't want to share your pizza? Deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
I'm pressing charges. Okay, so this one is AITA for going on vacation without my husband. Oh, wait. What was the headline of yours that you didn't want to give away?
AITA for refusing to share pizza with my pregnant wife.
Yes.
Like, that alone. Like, that
alone. That alone is just like, yes. Because
like,
isn't that serious?
Are made, unless they're a personal pan pizza that you earned by reading books from Pizza Hut. Pizzas are meant to be shared.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Even when they say personal pizza, it's still a pretty big pizza in most of those cases.
No, I got a personal pizza from Pizza Hut last night, and that's, like, really tiny. That's, like, personal. But,
I mean, it filled me up, yes, definitely.
If you get, like, a small pizza, even if you get a small pizza, like, you're meant to share that with another person. Or, like, one other person. And, like, the large, maybe 3 other people.
Like, what restaurant is serving a pizza that's not for more than one person?
I don't.
I hate that man.
I know.
I hope I never see him in real life.
If I do, it's on site. It's on
I'm
site.
going to shove that pizza. I'm going to make him. I'm going to be like Trunchbull or
so
whatever.
Yeah. Oh, so you
Like
think
Matilda?
this won't be enough food? How about I ram this down your neck?
Did you ever see Matilda?
I love Matilda.
Okay, well,
I love Matilda.
where she made him eat the entire cake.
The entire chocolate
I would
cake.
make him eat the entire pizza and the second entree.
Did you see? Oh, so that chocolate cake, it didn't look like just chocolate. Like, it looked like there was peanut butter in there or something. That
It looked very good.
It looked so good. But I recently rewatched Matilda.
Which version?
There's
more than one. There's a new one that came
Oh,
out.
no. I'm talking about the one from the 90s.
Did you see the new one, though?
No.
It was pretty good.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant the one with, Mara Wilson.
That cute little girl
Yeah.
with the little bangs.
Yes. Actually.
And Danny DeVito. And
Danny DeVito's awesome.
his not wife anymore.
Whatever her name
Rhea
is.
Perlman.
Yeah, she was in Barbie, wasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I used to look remarkably similar to Mara Wilson when I was a child as well. She's
I can
older.
see that,
She's
yeah.
older than me, but like we looked very, very similar. Like, her hair is a little bit darker, but other than that, like, it was.
Do
like,
you have
pretty much
special
spot
powers
on.
too?
I don't. I wish I
it.
did. Anyway, but here's mine. So, my husband, 32M, and I, 29F, planned a week vacation to New Orleans in the U.S. We, but mostly I, have been planning this for months. Sorry. Back in March, I told him I would plan most of it, where to go, what to do. All he had to do was make sure he had the week off and buy the plane tickets. I can already see where this
I know
is
where it's going because I read it. But
I spent the last few months researching what to do. I booked the hotel room, made reservations at places we wanted to try. I made a list of all the sites I wanted to see. Every few weeks, I would check in with my husband to see if he had asked off and bought tickets yet. He would say he was waiting for the plane ticket prices to go down. 3 weeks ago, I reminded him again, and he said he got off work for the days but had forgotten to get the tickets. He looked online for the tickets, were close to $1,500 a ticket. I bet these people are foreign. $1,500 to New Orleans doesn't seem right for America. I'm guessing these people are foreign. Anyway, he said he was going to wait some more to see if they would go down. Last week, I asked if he had bought them yet, and he said no. We looked again, and the prices were still high. He said he wasn't willing to spend that much on them and asked how much money I would lose if I just canceled everything instead. He offered to have a nice staycation instead. I told him I was not willing to cancel everything because I spent so much time planning it. We argued, and we didn't come to a conclusion. I wound up buying one ticket for myself. And when I flew out Saturday, I told him I was still going, and he acted all surprised that I didn't want to stay home with him. I'm in New Orleans now, and he is blowing up my phone saying that I am an a-hole for still going without him. He was trying to get a ticket to come too, but I told him if he came, he's getting his own hotel room because this is now my vacation away from him.
you go, girl.
No, you go, girl. He had one job.
I know.
Get plane tickets. And I don't know where they are in the world. I mean, 1,500 is a lot. But also, if he was so mad and he was trying to find a plane ticket anyway, like, just buy. You should have gotten the tickets right when
I'm guessing
she
there's
was planning.
a lot of things. I think there's probably a reason why she only gave him one job, because he's never
It's
been
a
able to
pretty
do anything.
important job, though.
I know, but like, I mean, it's all over TikTok, that whole like
Weaponized incompetence
yes,
thing.
yeah.
And most of the people say, not the a-hole. So let's see. What are these comments? NTA, I don't know WTF your husband's deal is, but he acted like a real, AH. I don't know if he deliberately sabotaged the trip or just didn't care enough to follow through on his tiny piece of things, but you were absolutely right not to let him ruin the trip for you. Absolutely. Yeah, if I was that excited for a trip and I planned all these things out, I'd be like, no, I'm going without you. Because you're, first of all, not acting all that excited about going anyway.
Right.
So, like, I'm not going to let you ruin my good time.
She did the right thing.
Yeah.
This is the way. Her way is the way.
I would have told him I'm going by myself from the get and maybe not just left, but I don't blame her for that. I don't blame her
think
for
she
that.
should start planning more vacations by herself.
I know.
I mean, that saves marriages.
You don't have to do everything together.
I worked with a couple that she loved going to Hawaii, and her husband would go with her. Mm-hmm. But like, I think I'm the one that gave her the idea. I'm like, if he doesn't want to go, why don't you just go by yourself? She's like, oh. And so like for several years, she planned the trip by herself. He stayed home. No, he didn't really want to go.
I do that too. I like go to movies by myself if I can't find anyone who wants to see like that movie with me. And next year, I'm meeting some of my friends in London for the Taylor Swift concert. Yeah. I'm very excited. But I want to do a solo vacation to Edinburgh before, like a few days, little tiny solo vacation before I meet them in London. And so I'm gonna do it. Because there's some things I want to. Oh no, okay. I'm excited. Because like when I go on trips with people, like for example, me and my sister have very different ideas of what a vacation is. Like unless I'm on the beach, in which case I am like on the beach, not doing anything. I like to go places. I like to go to museums and like attractions and other things like that. And Amy likes to like walk around and like go to restaurants or like relax in the hotel room. And I'm just like, no, I did not come all this way to relax in a hotel room. And so like my parents do, are definitely into downtime. For me, I would rather pack the schedule with things to do.
I'm more of a downtime person. But,
I know, but I'm just saying, like, we have different ideas of what a vacation is. Like, for me, if I'm going to go somewhere, like, I want to do as many things as I can do because I went all the way there, not to just, like, sit around, you know? But anyway, that's why I'm excited.
Go. I think there's, like, tour groups that specialize in like singles, like not like singles for dating, but like
I know what you meant, like solo travelers,
yeah. But then of course you end up having to be around a bunch of other people, which kind of defeats the purpose of solo traveling.
No, solo traveling to me just means like you're not with your friends or your family. And like I've seen this with other people who have solo traveled, like you talk to more people, like you talk to just either people like you meet in tour groups or just locals in general, because you're not like with your friend or with your family just talking to each other. Like it kind of forces you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
I would still not talk to people. But it'd be fun to go to museums and stuff by myself and not have to be around people.
That's exactly. Like, you don't have to consider anyone else's schedule or consider what anyone else wants to do. Or, do you want to do this with me at this time? Or, will you still be in bed? Or, like, you can just go whenever you want.
I mean, I lucked out with my kids because when we travel, it's eating, secondhand stores, and then we'll go to museums or whatever else that I want to do. They usually go along with me. But as long as we get some good food and some good thrifting.
Another thing about vacations with Amy specifically, she will sleep in, especially when she was younger. It would take a while for her to like rise from the dead, and like to me, I'm just like, let's go. As I said earlier in the show, like I can just wake up and I'm just ready.
Yeah, I would hate to travel with you.
No, you would hate it. And I would hate traveling with you because it'd be like, Cindy, come on.
Sleep another 5 minutes.
Who's calling? Whoever's ringing the station, that isn't the studio line. That's the sales line. But let's see. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, I'm listening about your guys' vacation things, and yeah, I'm the same way as far as liking to do a lot of things on the whole day.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and well, I mean it's both ways, but you know, it's a restful day. But you know, when you go on a trip like to New York and stuff, you want to do like go to, you want to go to a show, you want to go see some buildings and see the Statue of Liberty and, I don't know.
My last
go
trip
on the subway, so I don't know. Times Square has a lot of things to do, so.
My last trip to New York was like 3 full days. It was literally packed. We did like everything we could in the just relax on the plane, sleep when you're dead.
There you go. There you go. Well, you guys have a good night. Enjoy listening to you guys.
All right, awesome. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, I'm glad I was validated by that guy.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like,
no,
I like to.
You're not wrong either. I'm just saying it's a different travel philosophy,
right.
And I'm saying like if I'm going on like a relaxing vacation, I'm going to Florida and I'm sitting on a beach, But if I'm going to like New York or London or Edinburgh,
like a tourist type place.
Yeah. I'm definitely.
I want to do all the things too, but I just kind of want to do 1 or 2 things a day.
Yeah.
So I would make my vacation longer, just so I could relax and do all the things, but not all at once.
I'm go.
I'm not as organized as you. Or as energetic.
That's another thing. I'm a planner, and so when I was reading that, I'm just like, yes, planning is like part of the excitement for me. Like, I want to do this here, and if I start with this, I can do this that's like a few blocks away, and then I can do blah 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 blah, and then I can do blah 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 blah. So like, I also love planning, and it seems like this girl also really liked planning her trip.
Right.
And so, by some dude being like, I don't know, I don't like how much the plane tickets were. I don't think I want to go. What if we just stay here? I would have been no.
He just thought that if he didn't buy the plane tickets, that she would just forget about it. And not go.
And
he was wrong.
He was in the wrong. But there is something to be said about staycations, but that wasn't the plan.
No.
I had a staycation, like during 2020, like the height of the pandemic before anyone was vaccinated. Like, I had a week-long staycation. It was lovely.
I love them. Even when I don't get anything done.
Well, you're not supposed to get anything done on a staycation. No.
You're supposed to do some things.
No.
If you're going to be around the house.
No, the point of a staycation is to do nothing at all and just, like, watch TV or read a book or whatever you want. It's not for chores. Because that's not a staycation. That's time off work. It's different. Call it something different.
All right.
I think maybe a week ago, Hunter was like, oh, I'm taking the day off. But it wasn't a day off. He was just doing stuff at home. And I'm like, that's not a day off. That's work from home.
I know, sometimes you have to take a day off to get all this stuff done. Which is why I started taking Saturdays off. And I'm still not getting anything done. And that's fine.
And you shouldn't.
It's going to take me a couple of Saturdays off to sort of get used to.
You're supposed to be relaxing. That's why you got Saturdays off.
Right. I am relaxing
to relax.
I'm not doing I'm doing stuff, but it's fun. So, this is from the No Stupid Questions. Mm-hmm. What is the dumbest life decision you've seen somebody make?
I don't think I have. I try not to judge people on what they do with their lives because it doesn't affect me.
I don't know if I can.
Unless it does affect me, but it hasn't yet. So
some of the answers are good. One of my closest friends in high school, closest friends in HS, I'm assuming high school.
Yeah, it's high school.
Parents never let her keep a dime of Christmas money, birthday money, or money given to her on special occasions.
Why?
They saved and invested it. She graduated high school with $250,000.
Oh,
that's pretty nice.
That's. I'm a little conflicted by that, but that is really nice having that nest egg like right when you graduate.
However, they obviously didn't teach her how to like budget or spend.
Manage it, yeah.
Because a year into college, she gets engaged and spends it all on a Disney wedding.
Oh no!
3 years later, she's divorced.
Yeah, because you got married at 18 or 19. It should be illegal to get married before the age of 21, and I'm serious about that.
I agree. 25, I think.
Well, my personal preference, nobody would get married before 25. But again, I don't control other people's lives. They can do whatever they want. But I feel like if people can't drink before 21, you shouldn't be able to make like big life decisions like that either.
Right.
And by the way, I think the drinking age is ridiculous too. I feel like drinking and voting should be the same age. You're either mature enough to vote and drink, or you're not mature enough to do either.
And go to war. Let's not forget that.
No, exactly. It's like,
and
make it make sense.
You're mature enough to sign, a $100,000 loan for
your college,
tuition.
or like just sign a contract in general. It's like it's ridiculous. Yeah, but that's my personal preference. But 21 for sure. There's no reason to get married before 21.
I agree.
There's no reason to get married.
Period. Well, I mean, there are reasons. I didn't so years ago, before gay marriage was legalized, I sort of thought, well, why? I mean, who cares? Like, you just say you're married. It's no big deal. Well, then I had a very nice lesbian couple explain to me that when they went into the hospital to have a baby, she, as the baby haver, had to meet with social services because she was technically a single mom.
Oh,
and then
that's
also
stupid.
They were explaining to me that life decisions, like when they're in the hospital, like one of them is in the hospital, the other one isn't just automatically given.
You don't get medical power of attorney or anything because you're not. No, I understand.
But if you're legally married, there's certain legal things that happen with that marriage certificate that don't happen without it, which I had no idea. I had no idea because it was such a given,
Yeah, that's something that's a privilege that we don't really think about.
Right.
Okay, so maybe there is a
So
point
go
to
gay
get
marriage, but only if you're gay you can get married before the age of 21.
No, nobody gets married before 21. That's not. Do you know how different you are from like age 18 to even 25? Like, you're so different. That's why I went on a rant a little bit on my Instagram stories too about how we shouldn't be like this high school to college immediately pipeline. I don't like it.
Right.
Like 18, you're still a teenager. You're still like a child. And like you should not be, I don't know. I just feel like we should not be only encouraging college right after high school.
I like, what is it in Europe? They do the gap year.
The gap year, yeah. Or gap years even.
Rumspringa.
Well, that's
even
Amish.
Amish people have it.
Yeah,
before
it's
you
like,
run out and get married, you have to have Rumspringa.
Or like get a little bit of life experience before you go because you don't know what you want.
Right.
Like, I know some people who knew what they wanted to do, but the majority didn't. And like,
I still don't, and I'm 52.
Exactly. And it's like, here's a degree that you can maybe get a job with, or maybe go to further school to get a job with, but I don't think it should be encouraged as the end all be all right after high school.
Right.
And that's what was pushed to a lot of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I kind of went off a little bit on that. But what were we talking about?
The person that had their parents diligently save every penny, and then she blew it on a Disney wedding.
Oh yeah, and then never like taught her how to use it.
What happens at a Disney wedding? Is it just at Disney, or do like the Cinderella come to your wedding?
No, like you can. There are packages where you can like have characters at your wedding. But I think it might be like Mickey and like Pluto and
I wonder if
like
Ursula could be the person that's marrying you.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's you get married at Disney and like the backdrop is Cinderella's castle and you have like some characters there or something. But
only if they bring you to the thing in the Cinderella's.
I don't know if you can go into. I don't think you can go into Cinderella's castle.
Thing.
I think
not
that's
the castle, but the pumpkin.
Oh, the carriage?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that much about Disney weddings, but I feel like you definitely should teach your child about financial responsibility, and there is a reason that trust funds don't kick in until 25.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to give your child a large sum of money like that, maybe wait until they're 25. Or
That's
21.
a lot for a wedding, and especially when it only lasted 3 years.
Well, I don't think all of the money was spent on the wedding. I think it might have been other stuff too.
Drugs.
Or just like a house or something like that. What a 18-year-old would spend money on. I don't know, because I'm no longer 18. And I don't remember what I cared about. So,
Drugs.
No, I did not care about drugs when I was 18.
Candy. I think you would have spent it on candy.
$250,000 on candy?
Actually, some really good candy.
I would be set. I would be set with candy.
Good candy. That'd be like a whole freezer of Reese's eggs.
Ooh.
Or Reese's footballs, or whatever they have this year for. Don't they have footballs out, or are those pumpkins?
I think they're pumpkins. They're pumpkins. I love the shapes of Reese's, like, for different holidays, like the pumpkins and the trees and the eggs. The eggs are the best.
They are.
It's because of
original.
It's because of the ratio.
And they make the peanut butter a little bit differently, I think, is what I had read somewhere.
Really?
Like they put like more sugar in it or something. I'm not sure what they do.
That makes
but
sense. Because the eggs are superior.
Yeah, they are just, oh my God, they're so good.
Honestly, I think the trees are the worst. I think the trees
I like the eggs because the peanut butter is like really thick in the middle. Where
But I like the pumpkins too. The pumpkin, I think the thing for me is the oval shape for both the pumpkin and the egg.
Yeah. Because it gives you a little extra peanut butter in the middle.
Oh, speaking of different shapes, did you hear that Kraft is bringing back the SpongeBob shapes for macaroni and cheese?
I never got into them. My kids didn't even really get into them.
What? No, the SpongeBob characters made it taste so much better.
We had
good.
One of the kid, I don't remember which kid it was. We had a SpongeBob themed party, and I made the macaroni and cheese in the SpongeBob shapes. But that's the only time we ever had it.
They were so good. I think I've said on this show before, but Dad used to, the cheese like powder, but he would also put like extra cheese in it as well,
like the slice American cheese in there. Oh my God!
No, because I don't think we liked American cheese, but it was
nobody likes American cheese until they want to melt it on something, and then that's the best cheese
because it's the most melty.
Yeah,
because it's not real cheese.
But I think we had this discussion a couple weeks ago, and
yeah, we did.
I need to buy some more of that Big Daddy cheddar mix. It's like a big container of just the powder, the cheese powder. Oh, it's so good. But gosh, I'm so thirsty afterwards. I'll eat a box of it with the extra powder and some extra, butter or whatever in it. And my God, like that
pepper.
night, I'm like,
you
I
have
drink
to put
so much
pepper in it.
I don't put pepper. I just put margarine. And
no, you have to put pepper in it.
I don't even put milk in it anymore. I just make the margarine melt down and make it all.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Super healthy.
I really need to get the SpongeBob shapes. I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. Chat room, back me up. No, they're still on the bed thing. We haven't had a new comment in a while, but I know I'm not the only one who thinks the SpongeBob shapes are supreme.
I almost blocked Elvis because I thought he was still sleeping on a single bed.
You almost blocked.
That's crazy talk because I know he's over the age of 20.
There's so many people who are just like, I don't know, it's fine, but and like they're low maintenance, whatever.
If you're by yourself, but like if you've got a partner that's like, I'm not sleeping.
I don't know if Elvis is single or not. I have no idea.
I don't think he sleeps on a single bed anymore.
No,
he
doesn't.
Slept on one for years, but which if you're
I
by
mean,
yourself,
me too. When I was a kid,
yeah. And I will say, when I get old and I need to go into hospice or whatever, get me a bed that's single that has the like adjustable thing. That's fine.
The hospital bed.
But for now, I'm gonna stick with my king because I would almost get a bigger bed if I could.
You can get a California king.
I don't know that it would fit in my room. Like it's pretty.
You wouldn't be able to move it out again. You would have to be like that one dude and just keep it there for the next person.
I could just have the bed just be the entire room, and then I wouldn't need side tables. I could just put everything on the side of my bed, right?
Maybe. Oh, Elvis agrees with me, by the way. He said, yep, lol. I assume that was about the SpongeBob shapes. I don't know when they're rolling out.
I don't
with
understand.
that.
Just because you're single doesn't mean you have to have a single bed.
I'm single. I'm single. I have a full.
I'm a king.
But I love my full size bed. Yes, I have a full size bed too. Until
It's a
a few years ago, Elvis.
Yes. Dude.
No, again, I posed.
Okay, Elvis, please tell me you've got a frame for your mattress.
I posed this question to people, like, do you not fit a single bed? For me, like, so there is a single bed in my parents' house in my old room that I sometimes sleep in, like if I'm staying over for Christmas or something. And like I can fit, but it's not a comfortable fit. Like I like room to like move around and like, you know, put my hand out on the other side. You can't do that on a single bed. And so it's not like the most comfortable
monsters
experience.
will get you more likely on a single bed.
And also I'm 5'1". I'm not like skinny or anything, but I am like small in stature. But I can't imagine, like, most men are taller than me. Right. How do you fit on a twin bed?
They do have extra long twin beds.
I guess that's the kind I had in college. And that was fine because it was an extra long. And also because I am so short, there would be things accumulated at the bottom of the bed, too. Like, so I had the extra space just like I do now, but it was towards the end and not the side.
I just like the extra space. We should all have space to sleep.
Elvis said he's average size. Okay. Oh, he doesn't know what I'm talking about with the SpongeBob shapes. Have you not been listening? Okay. I guess I'll stop talking about SpongeBob.
I had a problem, though, when any of the specialty pastas, it's hard to know exactly when it's done. Like, it takes a little bit longer to cook.
That's fair. To be fair, I wasn't the one cooking it.
Okay,
it was Dad. Dad was cooking it for me.
You'll come back next week like, you're right, it was all crunchy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're available right now. I just saw the headline like they're coming back. I don't know if it's back now.
Left, to be honest.
Yes, they did. They did not exist by the time I was a teenager.
You know what else is back?
What?
That I've never had yet, but I'm going to. What? The cheddar burger. The cheddar burger.
The what?
Culver's.
Oh,
it's like a cheeseburger, but then they put like a big, like fried thing of cheese that's as big as the burger on top of it.
Like that sounds that sounds like too much.
What?
That sounds like too much cheese. Listen, I'm a little bit sensitive. I'm not intolerant like Amy. Amy's intolerant full on. I don't like a lot of dairy.
Okay, I'm going to be in a lot of pain the next day, but I don't really care. Because I saw the video. Somebody posted a TikTok last year, and it wasn't out in our area at that time, or it's like a seasonal thing. So, like, I think the sign says starting October 1st while supplies last.
Ooh.
And my daughter sent me a TikTok with it. I'm like, I don't know if they have them here they didn't have them last year. And she's like on the hunt. So she had one today, and she said it was amazing.
How thick is the cheese?
It looks like the size and shape of a burger.
Like a burger patty,
yes.
But it's cheese?
But it's cheese.
That's
and
gonna
it's
be
deep fried.
That's way too much for me. Way too much. I only like if I have melts or something, I prefer more like meat or veggies to cheese. Like I'm content with cheese being like on the lower end of the ratio. I feel like that's why if I have a grilled cheese, I will have it with bacon. Because if I don't put bacon on it, it's too much cheese to bread ratio.
I'm more concerned about the bread to meat ratio than I am about the cheese to bread to meat ratio. I can have more cheese than meat.
I mean, like, I don't need too much meat, but like, I feel like meat more, cheese less, bread equal to meat. To me, that's my preferred ratio.
It's Curder burger.
Or maybe meat a little more than bread.
I like it all. except for the bread cannot be like, I don't like those tenderloins with like the big piece of meat and then like the little tiny bread. I don't understand why people like those.
I think they are delicious, but yeah, I agree with you. The buns are pointless. At that point, like, just eat it with a knife or fork.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can. Yeah, that's too much.
That's not too much.
That's too much for me.
People at home.
It's too much for me. Elvis, what do you think? Well, we're gonna get our answer in like a minute because it's delayed. No,
the Curter burger.
No, this live stream is so delayed.
That looks so good.
Enough to me. That's
like,
okay, so,
I would put cheese sauce on top of that.
Do you remember when we had 2 zombie burgers here?
Yes.
So
I very much liked Zombie Burger.
It's like a novelty place. I understand why it's popular in Des Moines, but like I feel like it was so gimmicky here, it wasn't going to work long term. But I had, that mac and cheese burger that like instead of buns, it was just 2 patties of mac and cheese.
Right.
It was too much. It was way too much.
I mean, it was a nice place to go to every once in a while. I would not eat there every single day.
I went there once for a shake and that burger, and I'm like, you know what? I would much rather have a regular burger.
I liked it because it was like 2 meals in one. It was like you get the burger plus whatever they put on top of the burger. I don't even remember which ones I had. But
Elvis doesn't eat fast food. Boo, that's boring. Also, that wasn't the question. The question was how does the ratio to cheese to meat to bread look? We're looking for people who agree with us. Either me or you.
And who eat fast food.
I eat fast food a lot.
I do too.
I mean, I'm sure
trying to keep it to once a week.
I'm sure it's not the greatest, but it is convenient.
Friday night is my fast food. I go from one job to another, and I make time to hit the drive-through. For me lately, it's been Monday. Since Monday is actually my busy day now. I work, and then I have a little bit of time to go to McDonald's, ram something down my neck. Then I go to dance class, and then I go right after dance class to movie night. What dance class are you taking?
Oh, I'm going to a place in North Liberty. My friend asked me to go with her.
Tell me it's hip hop.
No, it's not. It's not. This studio has a lot of different types of classes. I do a heels class, which is like pop.
Like what? Like heels?
Yeah,
like
you dance in heels.
Oh.
Most people are dancing in stilettos. For me, that seems like a snapped ankle waiting to happen, so I have low, chunky heels that I dance in.
Interesting. Do they do belly dancing?
No.
Oh, shoot, because I want to find a place that does that. I think that'd be fun to learn.
Well, I feel like, I mean, I do like the dance class, and I do like having this class with my friend. However, I feel like this studio, which I'm not going to name, is a little bit pricey. And also it's like North Liberty, so it's like 30 minutes to get up there, and it's like it's not that worth it. So once the session ends close to when the holidays start, I don't think I'm gonna go back, although I am having fun. It is fun.
Okay, you said heels class. Is there a pole involved?
No.
Darn it.
No.
That would be fun. I want to take a pole class someday.
They offer them. Not at this particular studio, but I know pole dance classes are a thing.
Yeah,
that you can sign up for.
I watch a lot of TikTok videos of people doing it. It's like the amount of control,
the amount of core strength you have to have in order to do anything on a pole is beyond the core strength that I currently possess. And
there's some larger types that are doing it, and I'm like.
No, but again, that's because of a really strong core. No matter what your body size, you have to have like a rock solid core. Right. And I just don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I could probably hang off the pole. There's also those. Have you seen the videos of the people that are in a class where they have like a swing sort of that hangs from the top, and they
that's called aerial.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
I have a friend who does that, and she loves it. But to me, that seems like me falling down and breaking my neck waiting to happen.
I just feel like I would be. We used to have, I don't know if they make them anymore, but the daycare I used to work at, this is like 30 years ago, we had a thing that you would put onto the doorway, hang from the doorway, and then the kid would like hang in the basket or the little seat. and they would just jump in the doorway. And this one kid had twisted it and just kept turning around and around until the string got so tightened up that he was kind of lifted up off the floor, and then he let go and he just went spinning. I'm like, that would be me and those things.
Well,
and we were all
that's gonna make
struggling to go grab him, but we were also laughing at the same time because it was kind of amusing.
That's gonna be dizzy.
The child was not injured, by the way, but it was really funny.
That's gonna be nauseating too. Oh, Elvis said he doesn't like cheeseburgers. That used to be me. I didn't like cheeseburgers until I was like 20 years old. And honestly, it still adds a lot of... It adds a lot to the burger. I feel like if you're really hungry, add cheese to the burger. If you could eat but are not ravenous, have a hamburger.
I was just going to say, I just don't understand people who just eat hamburgers. Like, why wouldn't you put cheese on it?
Well, it adds a lot of... How would you say that? Satiety? It makes it more, like, filling.
Okay. There's more calories. I guess if you're watching your calories, you wouldn't add cheese.
Okay, but that's not what I mean. It's like, it's more filling. If you put cheese on it, it's like you eat maybe half and you're full. At least for me.
I can eat the whole thing, but I'm a big eater.
But anyway, I like... If the meat is really good, like, you don't need cheese. If the meat is trash, then yeah,
that's like saying, if the steak's really good, you don't need A1. Well, I like A1
no,
sauce.
I don't like A1.
I like it.
So, no steak. Or no A1 on my steak.
I've had steaks that are good that I don't need the A1, but I like to have it anyway.
Actually, I barely even like steak. I like filet mignon, but usually when I eat steak, it's hard to chew.
You got a steak night, Corville, Hy-Vee. The old Corville Hy-Vee, Landron Park Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
Not the Corville Hy-Vee that's in North Liberty.
Okay, so the North Liberty Hy-Vee is technically in Corville.
It's a Corville, yeah.
I call it the North Liberty Hy-Vee. Everyone calls it the North Liberty Hy-Vee. City lines be damned. The Corville Hy-Vee is the Lantern Park Hy-Vee, as far as I am concerned.
But that one has the best steak night. I've been going now for like 2 months straight every Thursday.
Well, I'm here on Thursday. You're here on Thursday.
Maybe sometime I'll bring you one. Steak dinner with usually some sort of potato and veggie, and then you also get a free dessert, which is basically the last couple times it's been cake that I'm sure is like a day old that they have to get rid of, but it's free. It's free basically.
I'll eat cake. I'll eat stale cake.
It's pretty good. It's from 4 to 7. So
yeah, see, I'm at work most of the time.
No promises, but it's maybe some take. Sometimes they have. It's usually $10 a thing, 2 for $18, and 1 week they had 3 for $25. 3 meals for $25. 3 steak dinners.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my new.
That would get you like half a soup and like a lettuce leaf at Panera.
And like it was so big. Like I've been snacking healthily at work this week.
Oh, we love
so
that.
I'm not like super hungry when I
We
get
love
home.
health.
But I saved half of it for lunch tomorrow. It was a decent sized steak. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. I drive all the way out to Corville for it. It's not even my Hy-Vee.
I know it's not. It's my Hy-Vee.
I know. It's so good. Steak night is my favorite night. And it's KCJJ night.
I prefer salmon.
I mean, they don't have salmon night.
They should.
I'll talk to them.
Yeah, do you know the people at the Corville Hy-Vee be like,
but they're
make
super friendly.
salmon night.
You can add shrimp for $3 usually.
I don't like shrimp.
No.
I don't like shellfish. Oh, wait. Yeah. Wait. I like mussels. Is that a shellfish?
I have no idea.
No, I don't either. I mean, it's in a shell. But is it a fish? Or is it... What are the class of, like, clams and mussels and stuff like that?
Alien? I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway, it is time for us to go. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Once again, 2 hours of nothing. All right, well, Thanks for listening. Have a good night. You are listening to the mighty 1630 KCJJ.
From the Hertine and Stocker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the